there is growing concern over what most people have described as mysterious deaths in Kano State, northwest Nigeria. The situation is creating fears among residents of the ancient city who suspect that the deaths may have occurred as a result of COVID-19. Media reports say the deaths have occurred in places like Zage, Kano Municipal, Tarauni, Gwale, Kona, Dala, Gwazo, and Shinono, among other areas. At Kofa Muzuga Cemetery, reports say that almost 10 corpses are brought in daily for burial. The state government had imposed a lockdown shortly after the state recorded its COVID-19 index case. However, some medical officers have attributed the deaths now in the state to high blood pressure, malaria, and other disease. But joining us now for more clarity on what's happening in Kano is the Deputy Coordinator, Kano State COVID-19 Response, Dr. Sabitu Shuaibu. Thank you for joining us at this, Thank you for joining us on the program at this time, looking at what we're hearing that's coming from Kano. Can you tell us what you've been able to uncover as to the cause, the number of deaths that we're hearing Kano has been witnessing in the past few days?
Thank you very much for the question. Regarding the issue of deaths in Kano, we have heard about the rumors, and as public health, we try to look into it and to see how we can find the true picture. So in doing that, first of all, we actually activated our teams, which actually went to the cemeteries. What we did is, for you to respond to this, you have to have the data and you have to have the reasons for that. And in the last few days, we were actually able to get the statistics of deaths in all the cemeteries within the metropolis. And that is a limitation. We limited it to the metropolis because of the assumption that about 50% of the Kano population is within the metropolis. And what we got is that in the last 1 week, taken from 19th, the number of deaths in these cemeteries was around 640 in total. So it means that there's a number and there's a figure. But figures don't make sense until you compare them. So we compared that with our national average. The national average for mortality in Nigeria is around 11.6. per thousand, and that translates into a total number of about 450 deaths expected in Kano, in quote. So it means that if half of these are within the metropolis, so what we are reporting of about averagely less than or around 100 per day in Kano, if we compare it with the national average based on this, we will say that there is no increase in the number of deaths that we're having in Kano. However, that doesn't stop there. We said, okay, but we're having an epidemic and we need to investigate further. These deaths can be from any other thing. And it doesn't mean when we're having pandemic, it means all other deaths ceases to be from other causes. No, it means that deaths from other causes, as doctors and experts have been saying, still continued. So what we did now is to put up a system, because we have to be scientific. So to put up a system that will check all our cemeteries and now record based on symptoms that led to that death, and also to activate such system within our facilities. Majorly because of this lockdown, most of deaths occur in our major facilities. Because of this lockdown, the most facilities actually prefer to refer to these our major facilities. So we have set this system on, and I can tell you, I can confirm to you that from today on, we will now look at the causes and see. But based on the total number, this is what we had, and this is what we are doing.
Okay, just for a little clarification, you talked about a number 640 deaths in 2 days, and you talked about the average based on your history, 11.6%, about 450 deaths. And you're saying that there's no difference if you put the figure of 100 per day. Are you saying that these deaths are normal in terms of what we've been hearing, in terms of the places that you've been to and the cemetery? And also, can you tell us if any of the bodies have been COVID-19 tested for COVID-19?
What I said is that 640 in the last 1 week, not 2 days. Last 1 week, not 2 days. Last 1 week, not 2 days, retrospectively. I'm saying based on last 1 week, and that led to that average I said about 100 from the metropolis only. And minding you, only 50%, around 50% of the population are within the metropolis. So comparing that with what we have, we can say, one, that definitely there are deaths going on. That one is true. There are deaths going on. Then secondly, there are deaths going on from normal deaths from other causes. Then two, we're saying that we are now putting a system to investigate these deaths to see whether it is from COVID. But then currently there seems to be no relationship between increase in number, which doesn't exist based on this our prelim study. We are not saying this is the final study. We are saying this is a prelim study. And in situations like this, you need to make a quick assessment. We don't wait to say that we want to have exact this and that. No, this is based on a quick assessment, which is going to continue. As I said, a system has been put in place to make this continuous.
Right. I'd also like to ask you about the Nigerian Medical Association, especially the branch in Kano. They're saying they're not members of the COVID-19 response team. Can you clarify that and tell us why we do not have a medical doctor on that team? And also, can you confirm that at the Dandolo Cemetery, no fewer than 40 corpses have been reportedly buried there?
So the first one, saying that there are no doctors on the task force, I think, you know, I'm a medical doctor, and I'm part of this right from the zero. So, and I think we can't say there are medical doctors. And then not just me with the state, I think this task force has about 5 members from the teaching hospital, including professors. Renowned professors of infectious disease and public health. They are from the Kano Teaching Hospital, and they are fully part of this task force. And then from us, I think I can say that there are more than 15 doctors in this task force. So I cannot confirm what they said, there are no doctors, but I can confirm to you that I'm also a doctor and I'm part of it.
You're part of the Nigerian Medical Association, okay?
Definitely I'm part of the Nigerian Medical Association. As a doctor, all doctors are part of NME. All of us, I'm part of NME, and I'm proud to say that I'm part of NME, and I was a former official of NME in Kano State. So the second part you said concerning to confirm that, as I told you, we have put up a system, and what I told you is the prelim of what transferred in the last 1 week. And later in the day today, we'll bring out this segregation and the details of this our little survey. This our small survey that we conducted based on each of these cemeteries and the segregation in terms of gender, in terms of other data that we got from that. So I can say that saying 40, it might mean in a day or in 2 or in, so it depends on what you mean by that. Definitely deaths are going on. Definitely deaths are going on from other causes, and they may include COVID. Mark my word, they may include, and which is what we're investigating. Thank you.
Okay, more about this investigation of the corpses. We also know that you have a large Muslim population, and the dead is usually buried in a number of hours or just a few days. So how successful are you with exhuming these bodies and trying to test for COVID-19?
So the system we set up means that, one, because of our environment, we do bury corpses immediately. So one of the criteria we constitute is that at the facility, anybody that died from a suspected case a suspected case, the body should be delayed and should not be released to the family, so that this investigation will take place. Then secondly, for those that might not died in the facility or maybe at home, and you might end up just reaching to them at the cemeteries. For those ones, we have set up officers. What they will do is to take data from them. What is the cause of death? How old is he? This and that, and then including the symptoms. And anyone that symptoms look similar to what we expect from COVID, then we go and visit them and we take samples, including from his close contact, and we consider them to be contact of a probable case.
My final question, sir, is that do you think that the COVID-19 response team in Kano can adequately curtail the spread of COVID-19 in the state?
I can confirm to you now that the task force in Kano is on their feet, and they are doing all what is necessary. And not just that, what we are having now all over the country, the fight against COVID-19 is not just for Kano task force and the Kano response team. It's for everybody, and it includes the NCDC team who are on ground in Kano. It includes all our partners who are up and doing to do that. And it also includes even the populace in terms of passing the right information and trying to observe the needful stay at home and lockdown. So I can say that if we continue on this phase that we are, with all the support we are getting from even the populace, I think we are on the track.
Your time, Deputy Coordinator, Kano State COVID-19 Response, Dr. Sabitu Shuaibu. Thank you for joining us on the program. All the best.